Zaida Lisa. Welcome to Mama's Cocktail Hour. If you guys are from the New York or New Jersey area, it is snowing today. So I hope you guys are staying safe out there because the streets are a mess. I know I'm happy to be home, so I thought I would jump on live with you guys, okay? There is a couple of topics that I want to discuss today that I feel like are just heavy on my mind, and that's what you'll get here on Mama's Cocktail Hour. We'll talk about real things, we'll talk about gossip, we'll talk about the news, pop culture, trending topics. So if you're interested in that type of content, I try to post daily. Please subscribe to the channel because there's a lot of you guys who are watching this who are not yet subscribed. So please don't be a hater. Subscribe to the channel because I promise you, you are going to be getting good content. So welcome to everybody who's joining. Let's jump into one of the first topics today that I wanted to discuss because I'm a little disgusted by this topic, okay? So for anybody who has a job or who has worked in corporate America, you can understand that not just in this time period, but corporate America is a very cutthroat place, okay? I'm a corporate girly myself, and I will tell you, after 15 years of experience working in the corporate world, I will say there is no stone that will ever go unturned. Like anything that you think that can happen in a job has happened to me. Okay. So when I read this story about this girl's experience working for a $32 billion tech software company, it resonated with me and it hit home. So I wanted to share that with you guys on live today. Okay, this was something that just populated on the New York Post today. And I'll just read you the headline. The headline says, New York City woman driven to suicide after $35 billion tech company cut benefits during her mental health leave. Her mental health leave that ultimately led to her unaliving. Okay. So again, $35 billion tech company has an employee who was a former Columbia grad, a intern at NASA, right? A brilliant young mind. And she is stressed at work. She is overwhelmed. I know we could all relate, right? Feeling stressed, feeling overworked, feeling tired. She goes on a mental health leave. And during this mental health leave, according to the lawsuit, she was ultimately fired. And then after being fired, she took her own life. Okay? So mental health and depression and anxiety and all of that shit, like all of the things that people talk about not to be real or people think you're exaggerating, all of that shit is real. Okay? A good number of us grew up thinking that mental health was like so taboo. It was something that was not talked about in the home. If somebody had a mental health issue, it was one of those things that you just kind of swept under the rug. It was the cousin that you would call crazy. It would be the person that you said was 730. Like there is so many derogatory terms around mental health issues. And I will tell you guys, I'm pretty sure if you look, a whole bunch of us got them. And they just go undiagnosed every single day. Okay. So it is important for you if you have a job, if you have a family, if you are a caregiver, if you are a wife, if you're a single mom, single dad, whatever your situation is, single grandma, grandpa, take care of yourself, right? You cannot take care of others if you cannot take care of yourself. That's why when you're on the when you're on the airplane and they say make sure you put your oxygen on first before you do your kids, because if you can't breathe, how can you help someone else breathe? All right? So let's dive into it. A Columbia graduate and former NASA intern was allegedly driven to suicide when her $35 billion tech company cut off her benefits while she was on mental health leave, then fired her, her parents claimed in a lawsuit. Annie Surman struggled with anxiety, depression, resulting from extreme work stress at this data storage multi-billion-dollar company. Okay, she was a technical program manager until she was canned in August of 2024, according to the Manhattan Supreme Court papers. All right, a month later, Surman, 28 years old, killed herself by overdosing on a drug she ordered online, her parents said in litigation. Okay. So for me, this case hits home in so many ways. And that's just like a brief synopsis of it, but I kind of read the whole thing. And it looks like her parents were very involved. They said that prior to her taking this job, she was such a light, like she was the light of the room. Like she was always lively. She was always fun. Like she was a different person. She goes off and she takes this job, right? As a 28-year-old young woman. And it basically just brought her to her demise. Okay, so she is on a approved medical leave. So if you guys don't know, FMLA, right? If you're going through something, it just doesn't need to be a physical ailment. There are mental ailments, right? You can feel burned out, overwhelmed, stressed, anxious, so much things. Those are ailments too. So you can take leave for those. So it looks like she was on an approved medical leave by her employer. And when it was almost time for her to come back, I think her doctor had suggested some more time off. Her parents then went to the company and told the company, "Hey, listen, if you cut off her benefits, we're okay with her with that. We'll pay for her medical care. We'll even like we'll make sure she's good in that aspect." The only thing that the parents had asked of the $32 billion company, and let's just call out their name here, okay? MongoDB is the software company that she worked for. MongoDB. Let's just call them out real quick. The parents went to them, let them know that she is going through some extreme mental health crisis. Tells them that if they could not fire her, because the thought was if they did fire her, that could bring her to a altered state. Well, what did they do, guys? They fired her, okay? They fired her in July of 2024, and ultimately in August of 2024, she ended up taking her life, okay? So RIP to Annie Surman. For anybody else out there who is struggling with mental health, please, like get help, seek therapy. Like therapy is an amazing thing. I've been to therapy. It helps me process my emotions, my thoughts, my feelings as being a mom, a wife, a caregiver. um it's not easy, okay? And sometimes I must say that these corporations, these jobs can lead you to your demise. That's why you need to have a job and just realize it is just a job. Once you clock out of there, there's no thoughts, no feelings, no emotions. Like you have to let that stuff go, because if not, it can ultimately affect you. And for Annie Surman, it looks like it did just that. Okay. But I just wanted to build awareness on that topic really quickly, because mental health is something that's in the Black and the Latino community, is something that we don't talk about, right? It's something that is kind of cliche. And so for anybody experiencing depression, anxiety, just know I have been there. I have gotten myself out of some dark places, and if I can do it, you can do it too. So if you do need help, please seek help from a friend. Even if a therapist is something that's not attainable, from a friend. There are some good friends out there that will give you some good therapy, because I know I have that. All right, so let's get into something a little bit more messy. Y'all know how I feel about talking about couples and relationships and stuff, but this one is a very interesting one that I felt like I had to discuss. So it looks like Mendeecees from Mendeecees Harris, if you guys don't know, he was with Yandy Harris from Love and Hip Hop, right? And so they've done the whole Love and Hip Hop New York thing, and now they moved over to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So Mendeecees, Yandy's husband, has been going on a little bit of a press tour, because there has been so many allegations about infidelity on his side and her side, right? And the streets have been wondering, like, are you guys still together? What's going on? There's been a couple of clips of Yandy who's been trying to kind of cover up some of Mendeecees' mishaps, like when I believe her name is Jessica White. Don't quote me on that. She went out and she told Yandy, like, yo, he tried to holla at my niece And Yandy was like, girl, I wrote that text message. Girl, I was in the DMs. Like, it just made Yandy look so pathetic. And I do have to say that, like, I understand that when you're going through something, and obviously when you're married, which is another topic, you may be embarrassed to maybe admit what the situation was. But Mendeecees just went out and also said that they were never married legally. So he is airing out all of the things that everybody has been speculating for a really long time. I just feel like for me, Yandy and Mendeecees, I wish them all the best. I mean, I think the whole entire world knew it was over before they technically knew it was over. So I wish nothing but health and happiness to them. But what I want to say is that Mendeecees is out in these streets exposing everything. It looks like Yandy came out with a post herself, responding back to what Mendeecees said. And let me just read the post. She goes, now I finally understand the difference between people who love me, people who love to be around me, and people who love what I can do for them. Okay. And in her second post, she says, you're quieter now. I heard my business from people I never told. So it looks like she is out here on these internet streets giving Mr. Mendeecees a little bit of shade. So I'm sure the Love and Hip Hop organization is going to profit off of this in some type of way if this isn't already soft promo for the new season. I don't know. You guys let me know. I no longer watch Love and Hip Hop, like full episodes. I only watch viral clips. I have to be honest. Like, do you guys do that too? Like, are we done with the watching reality shows? Like, I feel like my life is a reality show. Like, seriously, like, I'm watching these other people who are like giving content that is not real, not content that you can actually learn from. Like, all you see is fights, all you see is drama. Like, is that the type of shit we on now? Like, I don't know. I think I'm looking for more. Like, I would love to watch content about a family that's building a business, a family that has their own compound. Like, those are things that I'm interested in. So I'm curious to know, like, what are y'all interested in? Because I am definitely trying to grow my YouTube page. So if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please don't be a hater. Do so, okay? I'm going to start building this. You're going to see different aspects of me, not just me giving you trending news and topics, but maybe a little look into my life and what it is that I do, because I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. I am a basketball coach. So I coach 4th and 5th grade girls. And yes, we are bomb. Okay. And I do this. I have Mama's Cocktail Hour, which is my podcast. I'm also a corporate girly. I'm a wife. I am a daughter. So, like, I wear so many hats. So if you guys are loving my content, loving my energy, you align with my energy, this is really what this community is about. Okay, so let's jump into the next topic that I wanted to talk about. Ooh, this is a really juicy topic. Have you guys heard about what's going on with Tyler Perry? I don't know. Like, I feel like Tyler Perry is slowly being exposed. Just like how when Diddy opens up the door for, like, I think Cassie's lawsuit in the Diddy situation was like what opened the door to everybody else filing their lawsuit. And now it looks like Tyler Perry has yet another lawsuit from a guy who is alleging he was sexually assaulted while working for him. Okay? Let's get into that really quickly. Because when I saw that yesterday, I was like, Tyler Perry again? What is going on? Like, guys, like, okay, listen, right? I love to be objective here. There's a lot of people in my comments talking about free Diddy. Like, I welcome adversity. I welcome objectivity. Like, you don't have to agree with what I say, right? but you are going to respect me. Because if you don't respect me, you will be blocked. Okay? Because I don't got time for the bullshit. I'm living a good life. All right, so let's jump into it. So I'm going to pull it up, get comfy, as I get comfy here. Okay, so hold on, guys. Wow. Okay, so let's jump into it. Like the video, please. Subscribe to the channel, please. Yes, I am begging at this point because I'm trying to let y'all know, like, y'all gonna get good content here. So you might as well like, subscribe, don't be a hater, comment. Let me know what you think so I can grow, okay? So let's jump into Tyler Perry. So if you guys don't know, there has been at least one other official lawsuit filed against Tyler Perry, okay, where this person, he was alleging that Tyler Perry sexually assaulted him. And this, I believe, was like last year. So we have yet another lawsuit, okay? And we're going to dive into it. It says a vivid $77 million actual assault and actual battery lawsuit. And I'm paraphrasing, guys, because I'm trying to have YouTube push my stuff out. Okay? So, lawsuit against Tyler Perry filed by the same lawyer behind a similar action earlier this year is just more of the same in search of a payout, claims the betrayed media high profile attorney. So apparently, this is the same attorney that filed the other lawsuit that I was just telling you about. Okay, it says, having recently failed in the other matter against Mr. Perry, the very same lawyer has now made yet another demand from more than a decade ago will also be failed as a money grab. So I guess his lawyer is Alex Spiro, said today of the big bucks jury trial seeking claims from Mario Rodriguez. So Mario Rodriguez is the person who's putting out the lawsuit against Tyler Perry. Okay? And it looks like he's filing it against Lionsgate. So of course, Spiro, who has successfully repped many people, Alec Baldwin, Jay-Z, and many other A-listers over the years, with a slugger's approach in certainly putting forth the narrative of how he wants the Jonathan Delshad Representative Rodriguez Los Angeles Superior Court case to go down in flames. So it looks like Tyler Perry has hired Alex Spiro. We remember Alex Spiro because he was very big in the Jay-Z case, especially I guess against his alleged son. Let's jump into it. It says there is no denying Rodriguez's suits. It is similar in tone and format to an ongoing $260 million sexual harassment and assault suit filed in June. Okay, it said, oh, the prior person was Derek Dixon. Do you guys remember the Derek Dixon lawsuit against Tyler Perry, where he said that Tyler Perry, like, basically told him he was going to be a star, his little hopes and glimpses, but was hoping some type of sexual relationship would be kind of like, had. And Derek Dixon wasn't gay. I just felt weird that he never told Tyler Perry, to be fair, that he wasn't gay. I just think like he was like in the gray area about it. But ultimately, it looked like according to his lawsuit, it looked like Tyler Perry allegedly tried something on Derek Dixon. But Derek Dixon was the first lawsuit filed against Tyler Perry. And now we have Mario Rodriguez. Okay. And it looks like he filed a 23-page complaint filed on December 25th in full of potentially damning text messages, screen grabs, remarks about oral sex and other suggestive conversations from an allegedly predatory Perry, okay? There are also apparent cringy proclamations by the filmmaker like, Mario, I'm not a bad person to know and have in your corner. It looks like at the time they were focusing on the making of Boo and a number of subsequent meetups, such as November 14th, 2018, when Rodriguez was invited to Mastro Steakhouse to discuss more potential roles for the model Rodriguez. So it looks like the guy was a model, okay? It looks like the complaint fully described what happened next, which was Mr. Perry reached into Mr. Rodriguez's underwear and grabbed his penis. The filing exclaims of alleged assault that took place 8 years ago. Mr. Perry was making sexual moaning noises and saying, stay here," while he pressed his body against Mr. Rodriguez and continued to grab his penis. Capping off that alleged incident, the filing claims Perry stuffed $5,000 into Mr. Rodriguez's pocket as the slightly inebriated Rodriguez was waiting for an Uber to take him home from Perry's house. Other alleged attempts by Perry to offer Rodriguez financial security, on-screen roles for what the plaintiff understands to be sex followed up to 2024. Claiming PTSD and psychological, emotional, and economic injuries from Perry's alleged actions towards him, Rodriguez, who did a very good looking college student in 2016 Boo, so that was, I guess, his role. He was a college student um, on that film. I'm not sure if it was a film or a show. And lawyer Delshad have hauled Lionsgate into this. So they are also suing Lionsgate. Yes, for everybody in the comments, I am talking Tyler Perry. There is a new lawsuit filed against Tyler Perry. This lawsuit was filed by Mario Rodriguez, and it was filed on December 25th. And that's what we're discussing, okay? He is claiming that Tyler Perry allegedly grabbed his penis and went into his pants and grabbed his penis, told him to stay there. And after that, he was giving him money. He gave him $5,000 after that event. And I guess that was like, I don't know. That was take that money, like, shut up. Like, and you know what's funny? It's kind of similar in the Derek Dixon. Derek Dixon was also getting text messages from him, very flirtatious text messages from Tyler Perry, allegedly. I don't know, guys. Like, drop me in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Why these rich billionaire people such as Diddy, right, and Tyler Perry, why do they need to allegedly, like, have to take it from somebody who doesn't want it? Like, I'm pretty sure Tyler Perry can have 100 gay men at his disposal at any given time. Why does he want people that don't want him? Can somebody explain that in the comments? Like, I don't think I get that. I don't think why, as somebody who has access to so much money, so much billions, want to have, like, is it the I don't know, like, the fight, like, is it they don't know, someone is saying, like, they're hungry for power. Like, I agree with that. Someone says, do I think P. Diddy should be free? Absolutely not. And I have a theory that P. Diddy is not going to be free. I think they are just sitting his ass down until they are able to build more charges. I don't think we see the end of Diddy. So if you guys like Diddy content, you already know I do Diddy content here. I got lots of Diddy haters. We were talking about that in the beginning of the show, and I'm okay with that. If you guys are a Diddy fan or a Diddy fanboy, I'm good with that. Like, we can have a respectful, agree to disagree conversation, right? Like, I don't expect you guys to agree with everything that I say, but like I told y'all before, I'm going to expect respect. So if you don't respect me on this channel or you disrespect me, it's fine. You will just be blocked, okay? Because I don't need that type of hate in my energy, in my aura. This is a community where we can be objective, we can have a conversation, and we can speak intelligently about things that we agree and disagree on, okay? So, oh, and I do want to just say a quick highlight for something. I think I made a mistake in my last video, the video that I just posted on my Instagram, and I also posted it here on a YouTube short regarding the mysterious deaths of um, Mark Curry. So Mark Curry, who was Diddy's artist, is going on a press tour promoting his book, and I believe I said G Depp um, in the mysterious deaths like conversation when I meant to say Craig Mack. So my bad for that. I apologize. G Depp is not dead. G Depp is very much alive. And so I meant to say Craig Mack. And let me tell y'all, like people were eating me in the comments for saying G Depp. Like, my bad, G Depp. I meant to say Craig Mack as one of the mysterious deaths, and G Depp came, and people are like, you are making a mistake. I'm like, okay, guys, like, I made a mistake. Get over it. Like, I apologize. Like, people are so harsh on these internet streets. But again, I love it. I will come back, and I did come back in the comments and tell the person, relax. I meant Craig Mack, okay? But all right. So that was a little bit of a tidbit, but let's get back into this article really quickly about Tyler Perry. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on billionaires paying money for sex, right? Or taking it from people who don't want it. Like, and I think that's a big conversation in the Diddy world. Like, they're not really talking about the men. Like, we did hear about some of the men when it had to do with a lot of the freak off workers. But what about the men that probably have not coming out and probably would never come out to discuss being put into predicaments where they were roofied, where they were given some type of, I don't know, Spanish fly? Remember Spanish fly? Like, I think, like, Bill Cosby was talking about Spanish fly a long time ago. Like, this is something that is really ingrained in the music industry, in the film industry. Like, can someone explain to me what Spanish fly is? Is it like a roofie, or is it like something that's supposed to kind of get you aroused and like in the mood? Like, I never understood that. But supposedly Bill Cosby made some jokes about Spanish fly back in the day. But roofies, if you have to give somebody something in order for them to want to have sex with you, that is rape. Okay? Like, we can agree, like, let's argue about this in the comments, but if you have to roofie somebody, or if this person is your girl, let's just say, right? And you have to give your girl something for her to get in the mood, she is just not that into you. And at this point, that is not consent. Like, what do you guys think about that? Okay? Now, if your girl is the type of girl that says, I want some Spanish fly, I want to be in the mood in that type of way, like, that's a whole different thing. But if you are putting stuff into people's drinks so that you can get them in the mood, like, I'm sorry, that is the R word. Like, that is that for sure. Okay? And it looks like this guy from the Tyler Perry lawsuit, he is discussing just that, okay? He said that it looks like he had put something in his drink. And interesting enough, just to add some clarification, um, it said that this happened. I think they went out to dinner, but the actual groping event, where he put his hand in his penis, allegedly, that happened at Tyler Perry's residence. Okay, and it's so very interesting because Derek Dixon, he also alleged the same thing, that Tyler Perry invited him over to his house, and that's where the sexual groping took place. So this tends to be a current theme for Tyler Perry, because this one is aligning to be the same thing. Apparently, this guy is a model. Mario Rodriguez, he was also told that he was going to be put in more stuff. Let's just jump into some of this because I don't want to miss it. Lionsgate, as it is actually spelled, did not respond tonight to Deadline's request for a comment on the lawsuit, because it looks like they're not only like, Mario Rodriguez is smart. Lawyers ain't just coming for Tyler Perry, they're coming to Lionsgate. they're trying to say, hey, you guys are responsible for this too. In terms of someone who did not respond, Spiro may be swinging in defense of his client, but the New York City based Quinn Emanuel, you goofart, I cannot say that guy's name, and Sullivan partner is not altogether of the remark and his strong statement. Rodriguez decided to take action with these claims after a Sean Diddy Combs referencing friend texted him on June 18th with the news of Dixon's case. What? Rodriguez decided to take action with this after claims a Sean Diddy Combs referencing friend texted him. So Diddy's case is out here inspiring people to come forward, guys. It says that Mr. Rodriguez realized that Mr. Perry was continuing to use his power and influence to sexually assault hopeful actors, and with the voice of others decided it was time to tell his story, okay? And obtain justice and finally stop Mr. Perry, this week filing said. When Perry became aware that Rodriguez was going to file this action, Perry once again reached out to Mr. Rodriguez by text, telling Mr. Rodriguez that Perry did so much to help Mr. Rodriguez and was sick that Perry was feeling betrayed by him. Interestingly, with all the text exchanges displayed in Rodriguez's filing, this possibly explosive one is not there to see. Okay? It looks like that's what Mr. Spiro is saying. Well, so it looks like it is now 10 years later and Mario Rodriguez is filing his lawsuit. What do you guys think about the timeline? Like, I know a lot of people are like, no, like, that's too long. Like, there has been lots of research that says that victims don't feel comfortable talking right away, right? Like, some people need other people to inspire them and give them the courage to tell their story. And that's why I talk about the Cassie filing. I think the Cassie filing was like the boldest thing she could have ever done in her life. Like, forget about the music, forget about like everything about her career, but what she did with filing that lawsuit against Diddy, a person that is worth or was worth $1 billion, like, to me, that was bold, right? That was confident, that was fearless. And that she was able to do that and kind of just start a whole domino effect to other people being like, me too, right? And so we can debate on here about the validity of any of those, but I have to say something, and I want you guys to just be real with this, right? When there's smoke, there's fire. You can't tell me that 15 people or over 100 people are saying the same thing about you, but none of that shit is true. So just ironically, 100 people got together and was like, we're going to talk shit about Diddy. And we are going to call him all types of snakes, extortion, unaliving, roofing, sexual assault. Like, there are so many things that are tied to Diddy. So I think it's so funny when people are like, free Diddy. I'm like, they're only trying to rile me up, because it's like, free him? Okay. Like, the brother should be sitting down for way more than just that. But that's my opinion. Don't kill me for my opinion. I'm trying to read the comments, guys. Okay. It says here, Ghostface Kicker, what's up? It says paying money for sex is not a big deal. Poor people do the same. Okay. Some of these billionaires are just predators. I agree with that. I agree that if you want to pay for sex and there is a willing person who is willing to give you that for a fee and those terms are set and are clear, I agree with you. But billionaires are just predators. What do you guys think of that one? Hold on one second. Let me just see this. Okay. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. And if you guys have not subscribe. I'm telling you guys, like, you're missing out on good content. Have you guys been following the D4VD case? That's another case that I have been following closely. Let me see if there's been any updates on D4VT. That case is crazy. Like, I also do true crime here. So if you guys are looking for true crime, please subscribe because I also talk true crime. Just recently, we were discussing the possible serial killer in New York because there are a lot of women who are coming up unalived in New York City, and there is not a big conversation about that. So check on my channel, guys. If you guys are new here and you like what I'm talking about, check on my channel because I go into deep dives about all of this on my videos. I have playlists. Um, let's see. David, everyone, yo, this is so funny, okay? So his name is David Anthony Burke, right? But he spells David D4VD. And for whatever reason, I call him that now. Like, I'm like, I don't even think he gets David anymore from me. He gets D4VD. Like, I just spell his name out because the shit that is spewing on this case is absolutely insane. And I have said this on so many occasions that if David was not working for a corporation such as Interscope, because he is a artist on Interscope, if he was not on Interscope, he would be under the jail right now. But because people have invested so much money into him, like he was almost crossing over to like the K-pop world. And you already know, like K-pop world, that shit is money, okay? And he was already trying to cross over into that. So he was coming into that money. He was touring in Japan. He was touring overseas. Like he was really coming into that money. That is the only reason why he's not in jail right now. Because let a regular person like you and myself have a dead body of a teenage girl in the car that was registered to us. Oh, they picking us up. Oh, we leaving like this. Okay, not that that would ever happen to me. I'm just saying, but if it was a regular Joe Schmo, that person would be in jail. The fact that this body was discovered in September and we are now in what? About to be January and there has not been any arrests. This is just crazy to me. It is crazy. So crazy. So I got so many funny comments. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Um, y'all are funny. All right. So yes, the latest on the D4VD case though is that they found a burn cage in his residence. Okay. Apparently a burn cage that can be used for farm animals to kind of like, I guess, decay their remains in, was found in his house. Now this burn cage, I believe, kind of like burned at 1600 degrees, and a representative came out and said that for like crematories they burn at 1400 degrees. Okay, so this was something that was delivered to his house. The box was not unopened, but it looks like the private investigator came out and exposed that the LAPD did a sweep of the house and they didn't take the burn cage. Okay? They didn't think, guys, that a burn cage was relevant in a murder case. I don't know. Like one of my jobs is like, yo, I should have been a detective, right? Like I miss my calling, but then I'm like, yo, I want my life. Like detectives is waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to investigate shit. Like that's not my life. But sometimes I'm like, is common sense really common? Like, why wasn't that item taken? Like you have a girl who was allegedly like her body was dismembered. Like why is this taking so long? Is anybody in the comments a detective? Maybe worked in an ME's office who would like to shed light, because this case for me is just crazy. It is easy. All right, so let's dive in. Let's see if there's any D4VD updates. Okay. Let me see. See, the newest update is exactly what I'm telling you guys about. It looks like a grand jury has been convened in the case. They are hearing evidence and I believe witness statements. That's where I believe David's manager was called in and questioned about why he never said anything. And I think he came out and TMZ reported that he came out and was like, oh, the prosecutor's being so pushy. So they are pushing him on the reasons why he never spoke about the girl going missing. So believe me, guys, there's going to be people who have to answer to why there was a 14-year-old girl chilling backstage at concerts, seen backstage at concerts. Like there is actually video footage, okay? And pictures of this girl being backstage. I think the most damning one that I have seen thus far is the picture where David's mother, David's brother, David's, I believe his other like his other sibling and Celeste were all sitting on the same row, which tells me that the mother knew that he was dating this girl, which is absolutely sick. And there is no way that a mother thought that that girl was 18 or 19, 20 years old. That girl looked young. She was wearing Hello Kitty, guys. Hello Kitty. Like, she was a baby. Okay, so we're going to take some time out here. If you like my content, if you like what I'm doing, if you like what I'm talking about, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. You guys can hit me with a super chat if you'd like. Like, if you're enjoying the content, it really helps me support the show. So let's jump into a D4VD update real quick. Trying to find out about the burn cage. That was like the most recent one. Yeah, so for everybody, yo, there are so many haters. For everybody that's like, oh, my hair is fake. Like, guys, this is not fake. You see this? I can push that. Don't be a hater because you bald. Like, don't be a hater because you're bald. Nothing wrong with bald people, by the way, because Michael Jordan, he did a great bald head. So no problems with bald people, but my hair is real. Everything that you see here is real. There's nothing fake about me, okay? So, of course, haters are going to hate, but it is what it is. You will see my hair in different hairstyles because that's what I do. All right, so let's keep going. So D4VD, the big, like I said, the biggest update on there is the burn cage, okay? So people are wondering why the burn cage was never taken, why LAPD never took the burn cage. I don't know, but this case is getting hella weird by the minute, okay? And like I said, I think the biggest, Reddit is actually taking this case down. Shout out to all the investigators and what they would like to say as the TikTok detectives. It's not just TikTok detectives, guys. It is people who have common sense, who use logic, experience to kind of like put shit together. Like, you don't have to be a detective to have fucking common sense, okay? Like, you don't need to be a detective to do that. Like, you can just use your common sense. Like, I respect art, right? And I also respect like you being able to have freedom of speech through your art. But when your art starts aligning with your reality, like that's when I believe shit is crazy, right? Like he spoke about death heavily, blood, his obsession with blood, like all of this stuff was spoken through his music, his interviews, all of that. And then we find a girl in his car, unalived. A minor. Like, this case is crazy. Like, drop me in the comments what you think about D4VD, David Anthony Burke, because I just think that at this point, like, something needs to happen. The fact that he is not, like, he hasn't been questioned, the fact that he still hasn't been taken into custody, there have been no indictments. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, is money impacting this case? Like, is the amount of money that he's worth because again, I told you guys he is signed by Interscope. So they have money invested in this man. He just recently canceled his tour. Okay? He was on tour when the body went missing. Actually, there has been evidence that suggests that the car was placed in its final resting place in that area where it was found prior to um, him leaving on tour that same day. Okay? And they said that they had video footage about the car being left there. So this D4VD David Anthony Burke case, like this case is hot on the press. Like I said, the latest update is the burn cage. They found a burn cage in his house and the box was unopened. So it looks like that could have potentially been where he thought he was going to get rid of the body and maybe plans changed. But that is the latest on the D4VD case. We spoke about the Tyler Perry case. We spoke about also mental health and awareness in the beginning of the show, where we spoke about the individual who took her own life because she was so stressed at work. So if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. I'm going to be coming live more to discuss with you guys all of these topics. If you have not checked out some of the videos, please do so because I go into deep dives about this stuff. But please comment, subscribe. Don't be a hater. For the people in the comments who are haters, y'all welcome here too. All right, but it's your girl Zaida Lisa. Please subscribe, like the video, send a super chat if you like, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.